Well, hello there. Welcome to the Nailsin Ratings. Yeah, make yourself comfortable. Not really going to rate anything for per se. Usually I'll do rate a TV show or a movie and give its ratings 5 out of 5 stars for somewhere in there. But anyway, here I'm going to look at some trading cards depicting characters for the upcoming Star Wars film Solo. Yes, Solo. How low will Star Wars go? Well, we're going to find out. So, first up, and it looks like, I guess they'll be available through Denny's. I don't know, but Denny's logo is here. So, of course, you got Han Solo, the new, not necessarily improved version. This is young Solo. How did baby Solo become the character we all love and remember? So you'll find out in this film, apparently. So you have that one, of course. So he'll be there to tell you things like, I got kicked out of the academy for having a mind of my own. Yeah, that's not it. It's supposed to be like, I got kicked out of the academy for having a mind of my own. Yeah, a little deeper, but too late. I guess, it might have sounded stupid, so the acting coach probably... No, just use your own voice. It'll work. And then next, of course, is Khaleesi. I mean, Kira. Now, the interesting thing, it's spelled kind of in the Vulcan style here with a Q-I-R-A. But Kira was going to be the name of the character that eventually became Rey in the new, sequel trilogy, when George Lucas offered his treatments of what would happen. And the girl or woman, girl in his version, because she was a lot younger than Rey is, was going to be Kira. And so they just sort of reused the name here and twisted it around and changed it. They do that because then there was Starkiller Base, which Starkiller was actually one of the last names for Anakin Starkiller in one of the original drafts of Star Wars that Lucas did. One of them was made into a comic book series from Dark Horse. The artwork was great, the story not so much. It was very reminiscent of Phantom Menace, so that's where that idea came from. And it also shows that George Lucas was right to go with a different draft for Star Wars in '77, because it just wasn't that great. Then, of course, Lando Calrissian, the new, not necessarily improved Calrissian, but I have more confidence that Mr. Glover can pull this off than I do with this other guy. But, to be fair, we'll have to wait and see. We've only seen trailers, and that's not enough to make a judgment. But there you go. There's some cards if you want cards. They're only valuable if they're in a limited supply. But then you could just have cards. I don't know. Anyway, there they are. We know these guys. Well, maybe not Kira, but you recognize them. Now we go on to some other characters that we're unfamiliar with, but we're going to know them, whether you like it or not, in the upcoming film. So here we have Enfys Nest. It just looks like somebody made a suit out of a bunch of those fans, and that's about it. The mask, and I'm just hoping this isn't a major character. It's just someone brief, I think this is the one that was kind of staring down Han Solo and looked like a shootout was about to happen, and maybe that's all there'll be. He'll just shoot this guy, and that'll be the end of it and put him out of our misery. Well, the mask looks like Mother Panic. If you know the DC Comics, that's a character they introduced. And, that's all we need to know. L337. Now, that's familiar because, C-3PO and R2-D2, a lot of droids just have numbers and letters. And this guy's no different. It looks like he can serve you coffee and shave your beard. But I believe he's a pilot. I believe I saw him piloting a ship in the movie. Who knew? Yeah, that's right. Droids can fly spaceships. It's too bad Admiral Holdo didn't know that. But she didn't seem to know a lot. Moloch, well, not from Watchmen. No, no. And I don't think this is one of the demons from hell. It looks more like a bug guy, but it looks more like a mask of some sort. And he's holding, what, a scepter or what have you. And, you know, it kind of looks like Jedi robes, but I doubt that that's the case. So here you go, little bug guy hanging out in the Solo movie. How about that, huh? Meanwhile, we have yet another lady. Ooh, Val. Just Val. So, you know, whatever. I guess, I believe the plot involves a heist. So you're going to have a bunch of unruly characters of some unsavory pasts joining together to go steal something, probably from the Empire, which makes it okay. And then that'll be that. And there'll be these relationships and stuff. Dollars to donuts that the Woody Harrelson character, who looks like to be the ringleader of the plan, is going to betray Han Solo and break his heart. And then poor Kira will probably die at the end. And so his father figure breaks his heart, his girlfriend breaks his heart, but eventually he'll know love again, thanks to Leia. So that's pretty much, that sounds like pretty much the whole story, doesn't it? It's not so much the plot as it is the delivery sometimes. Meanwhile, it looks like we're going to have some new stormtroopers. Oh, wait. This one is Mud Trooper. Hey, buddy. You know, whatever floats your boat. So that's... he looks kind of ragged out, though. You know, he's just got like a coat and stuff and a cape. So, but the helmet does... very reminiscent of Stormtroopers, so I'm assuming he's some Imperial guy, but maybe not. Then Range Trooper. This looks closer to Stormtroopers, except for the fur collar. But I don't know. I guess if you're going on the range, this is the suit you wear. Okay, that's fine. But last but certainly not least, the big star that everyone should be looking forward to. Of course, Therm Scissor Punch. Hey, Therm. How's it hanging? Oh, boy, Therm Scissor Punch. Well, of course, Star Wars has always had characters with stupid names. Some blatantly obvious ones. All the way back to the original when you had a very greedy bounty hunter. And guess what his name was? Yes, Greedo. So, I guess supposedly, in the tradition of that, we have to have stupid names. But stupid names, well, let's not stop there. Let's look at this guy. Well, it's a blanket with some claws coming out and a really ugly face stuck on top. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Of course, can you guess why he's called Scissor Punch? I mean, what are the odds that his last name would be Scissor Punch? And he has claws that if he punches you, it feels like someone, well, didn't really punch you. They stabbed you with some scissors. So I guess he should be Scissor Stabber, but or Scissor Stab. Therm Scissor Stab. But no, they decided Punch was better. Well, maybe it's not even something violent. Maybe he just makes really good punch, and it's amazing that he does it with those claws. You know, he actually looks like another character from another sci-fi franchise, Doctor Who. Remember the old Doctor Who, the Tom Baker version, when he caught this virus and then he had to clone himself and inject his clone inside himself to go hunt down the virus? And when they found it, it looked like this guy. He was always walking around as the swarm, something like that. And I think that was the one where they introduced K9, the robot dog. So, boy, Doctor Who, you may have a lawsuit here. Not really. So there you go. Probably the breakout star of Solo, Therm Scissor Punch. So there's the cards. Again, collect them all if they're in limited supply. It might be worth something one day. It won't be. But there you go with all that. But look, Solo, I covered this on a previous video where when the trailer came out in the Super Bowl and all that. Solo, with all the troubles it's had, And when you have a veteran director come in and clean it up, and it sounds like, you know, of course, Ron Howard knows what he's doing. However, if it's already a turd, no matter how good you are, you can't polish it into gold. But it sounds like there were quite a bit of extensive reshoots and whatnot. Maybe even the story was changed. I don't know. But if it's only just an adequate film, it'll be received as good. And lowered expectations in that matter works for a movie rather than not. Although I had some lowered expectations going into Last Jedi, and that didn't help at all. But there again, boy, you got to be thinking this can't possibly be worse than Last Jedi. So there's that. So quite possibly Solo will do well. I know people want it to, are hoping it'll do bad because they want Kathleen Kennedy fired and all that, but I don't know that that's going to happen. It should. But this movie might just, you know, do all right, and that'll be received as a giant success. Now, money and profits will tell the story, but again, it might do well in that regard as well. And of course, as I said, lowered expectations help it. It only needs to be so good to be declared as good, and that's just the way it goes. Not necessarily fair, but, well, what are you going to do? Again, it can't be worse than Last Jedi, so it's got that going for it. All right, thanks for watching and listening. Please like and subscribe, and take a look at the link description below for my links to my stores with plenty of goodies I made just for you. In fact, stick around. Here comes a little ad about one of them right now.
In space, no one can hear. I stand corrected. Oh, don't go in there. Well, hello there. I see you like shower caps. Me too. Not bad, not bad. Good selection of ass around here. Oh no! Reminds me of home, back at the old trailer park. Don't forget to bring the beer.
My compliments, Captain. You're the first man to set foot on this planet.
Well, I haven't yet. Now I did.
I think we've got to do something. We will.
We're gonna sit here and watch TV.